What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
What's going on, y'all? We're here to bring you guys some more news here today. We are going to do something a little bit different, right, Josh? We're going to actually be putting out a YouTube video today.
Yeah.
With just visuals, okay, guys? We're still working on the camera and all that stuff, so we're going to at least try to put out some visuals so you guys can kind of see where we get our resources from.
Cite our sources.
Yeah, all that stuff. So if you guys, want to look at our sources and roast us and blah, 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 because we're naive and gullible, whatever, we're just reporting the stuff, okay, guys? Okay.
Rumors and stuff, it's all speculation, but,
yeah.
I mean, that can be fun, too.
Always fun. I like being able to, what's it called, speculate on the rumors and see whether or not they flourish or they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. With that being said, let's go ahead and start jumping right into this. I kind of wanted to start with something interesting to me because I thought it's weird when Disney or at least Bob Iger, you were kind of young. I was kind of interested in everything that was happening, but Bob Iger basically was that dude who bought out all kinds of things. He bought Lucasfilm, he bought Pixar, and then he went at the very tail end of his term. He decided to buy 21st Century Fox. Now, some people in his little corner are actually saying it was kind of a bad deal, kind of comparing it to right here, spending $25,000 on a hybrid electric car just to save $3,000 on gas a year. So, buying out expensive, the big price ticket on it was about $71 billion to get 21st Century Fox and Searchlight Pictures. They spent a big ticket. To be honest, I honestly think it was an expensive buy, and I thought it was crazy. I don't know if they're doing bad. I don't know if they're capitalizing as they should off these properties. You know what I mean? You got 21st Century Fox. Okay, you put out, Prey. You put out a few movies. I've seen a couple movies from Searchlight, but everything from Fox is going to Hulu now.
Yeah.
And in a way, for me, I'm kind of thinking, aren't you guys kind of shooting yourselves in the foot like that, putting so many movies? Because if that was 21st Century Fox, they'd be putting those all in theaters. All those would have at least seen a theater run. But now it's kind of they're using that to play in to their advantage in the streaming game with having Hulu, because they can't put a lot of mature content on Disney Plus, even though they're kind of doing that now when they put on a few of the X-Men movies and a couple other various ones from 21st Century Fox. I know a lot of people were kind of complaining about it, how can I believe it was parents that were complaining about how can you put these movies on Disney Plus is for children. But I mean, you're hearing all this. What do you think about it?
I mean, maybe because I'm right. You haven't seen anything from them in a minute, so I mean, you got Prey, right, and a few other ones, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just this was a thing so they can have for the X-Men, but they're not even doing anything with them either.
Not yet.
Well, yeah, but maybe that's why instead of arguing with the rights for Sony, they were just let's just buy them out, and then now they could all the sports stuff that they do have and are partnered with, they could just put it on Fox.
What? You said Sony?
Oh no, because with Sony, instead of arguing about Spider-Man rights,
I get you. Yeah,
they could just buy Fox and be like, oh, it's ours now. You know what I mean? They don't have to worry about fighting with the people.
Not just that too, but they also got the rights back for A New Hope, because all that distribution rights and everything technically belonged to 21st Century Fox, so it was kind of a dub for them anyways on that part too.
Yeah, see, so they aren't doing much with it, but I feel like that's because they're waiting for something. I don't know what. There's a bunch of shows on Hulu, like The Bear, that's a good one, but there's not much going on because they could just put it on Disney Plus, but they don't. You know what I mean?
Hot take. I think Hulu has more interesting content than Netflix.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not so hot.
Oh,
Kind of ice cold.
well, I mean, it depends. Because if you're looking for originals, then okay, Netflix. You know what I mean? And Netflix has been dying out movie-wise for a long time.
Okay.
If you want, this is what's weird about it. Because now if you want new movies, you either have to buy Cinemax or HBO, whatever.
On Hulu or what?
No, because you know how Amazon Prime does it.
Oh yeah.
You can buy channels.
And like
you
Paramount,
buy channels.
Paramount Plus and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can buy you can buy Cinemax. Now you can buy Stars and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like owning TV, like the TV channels. But but they don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just Netflix is Netflix, and then Hulu is the one that has a bit more variety in that sense.
Okay.
But Hulu doesn't have many originals either. They put some out here and there, but none that I really hear buzz about.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix is the one that does originals the best, I think. Sometimes.
I don't know, because Hulu's been actually picking up their game with some originals. You heard about that documentary that just came out recently that everybody's putting on so basically about the police force here in Bakersfield?
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, Colin Kaepernick basically produced it, and they basically how do you say, BPD basically well, guys, we're here from Bakersfield, so I'm just gonna dip into this. It's a little side tangent, but I'm gonna dip into it a little bit. But so BPD basically came out and said what's on that is not entirely accurate, that some of it's very exaggerated, but apparently a lot of the stuff, I haven't seen it personally, I just seen a bunch of quotes and stuff that were out there. I'm gonna get around to it. Me and Julie are actually gonna watch it soon. But it basically says how the police force were planning drugs, taking drugs and selling them themselves, taking them and putting them in their pocket, beating on people, police brutality, stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But coming back to it, so I think Hulu kind of has been stepping it up with the whole, at least TV series, TV series game, and movies have been going pretty hard over there at Hulu. I say that right now. Netflix, I mean, the originals are cool. Maybe it's because I have a personal thing against Netflix. That's why I'm kind of biased towards it too. And but at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like Hulu. Like if I want to go watch something, I'll go to Hulu before I go to Netflix. So,
I mean, and that makes sense. Hulu has had a lot of things. And like I said, Netflix has been dying out for a cool minute. But I think that's what Disney does. They're just like, well, we can't really put this stuff on Disney on Disney Plus because it'll ruin the brand or whatever. And like you said, very controversial things happen when they put on the Logan on Disney Plus and whatnot. So maybe they're just like, well, we own them anyway. If we still have this deal with Hulu, let's just put our more adult, mature content on Hulu, and that way, if you really want to check it out, it's there. You know what I mean? Because Disney's gonna continue to house everything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
things that fit their brand. I mean,
it makes sense. But what I thought was pretty interesting too. So this is basically coming from the Wrap. I know comic book whatever, CBR is basically reporting it, but this is coming from the Wrap, and at the very end of it, I thought it was pretty interesting when I was reading it too, but that apparently everything started coming up during Bob Chapek's run as CEO before he was booted out in the middle of a Sunday night and replaced by the old head. So, I mean, maybe Chapek is the person. Maybe I'm not. That's why I was kind of kind of seemed kind of clickbaity for me with the whole 21st Century Fox thing. But it seems like Bob Chapek has a lot of the fault, in my opinion, because ever since he took it over, that's when I seen stocks moving down and all that stuff, hearing a bunch of different things. So it could just be bad leadership, in my opinion. But
I mean, it would make sense. Some of these people are just they don't really know where to go with certain things. You know what I mean? They think they're qualified for a job. They get it. Granted, it may pay them hella, but they're just gonna do anything to make their position seem worth it. You know what I mean? So maybe he was like, "Ooh, yeah, I'll buy Fox and this and that." You know what I mean? Trying to act like he put his name on the Hall of Fame of CEO Disney. You know what I mean? Ownership. Maybe.
Yeah, no. I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that I think maybe acquiring Fox is a big W. I think that they could potentially be capitalizing way more on it if they did put mutants out there. But I honestly think that they should maybe put a little bit more movies out on theaters because, like I said, Prey is a movie I would have loved to see in theaters. I was kind of hot when I seen it. And I was like, man, I would have paid some fucking money. You know what? I'm not really one to like to let go of money. You know this shit. But I was like, you know what? I'm kind of upset that I wasn't able to, pay some money for this movie.
That probably comes from like the Predator franchise, and where it's been headed, and people they were probably just like, well, if it doesn't do good, we'll take a loss. It's on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't take a loss like that on movie theaters.
Damn, but I felt like it wouldn't have been a loss.
It probably, like, I've been looking back, they're like, damn, we should have, you know what I mean? But
it was the safe bet at the moment.
It's about the gamble.
I get you.
That way, the next time they bring one out, they go like, oh yeah, we'll make a full thing out of it. It's in the movies. Here's all the stops.
Yeah, but it's all right. I mean, I'm sure Disney's gonna walk away unscathed regardless because come on now, we got to think about it. It's Disney.
Yeah,
they're charging you an arm and a leg to go to the park. So it is what it is.
The happiest place on earth.
Disney making a bad deal, that's probably another Tuesday for them, and they're going to recover like nothing ever happened. They'll limp for a minute, and then, it is what it is. Moving on, though, I thought this one was interesting, too. One of your favorite shows is a costly one. $5 million per episode.
God. Superman
and Lois, an episode is $5 million.
That makes sense.
So... Whoa. This just happened. They're barely pouring this kind of money into it.
Oh.
By the end of
third season,
they will rack up a total ticket about 75 million. But this comes after. I don't know if you heard that the CW basically was sold out or bought out by I believe it's called Next. It's right here somewhere. The name, forgot the name. Oh, Nexstar. So they basically bought the CW.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard that that one report. It came out like a few months ago, but apparently the CW, per every penny they were making, they were losing 2. So they were like really in the dirt.
Oh.
So Nexstar was basically like, well, you know what? If they're not putting quality in, that's why nobody's watching. So from this article I took that they feel if they pour more money into it, because they completely demolished the CW's whole CW's whole writing department, the script department.
Yeah.
So they took it all out and they're gonna replace it with a big names, like writers. They're actually going to put some writers on this show. Okay. So they're actually pouring, which is crazy because you would think, you heard that, we bought this, but you guys were losing money. You would think that they would cancel it. You know what I'm saying? Even and this is kind of what I want to bring up, and it's going to kind of lead me to DC a little bit too. Is this because I seen this show. I started seeing it, and I couldn't get past it. The CGI was garbage, and to be honest, the writing isn't the best, in my opinion. I mean, the only thing I see from that show is some metal dude fighting. There was like a clip of some metal dude fighting, and that looked like ass. And everybody posts that one scene where he brings that green car down, and that's it. I never see any dialogue. I never see anything from there because I know this show was not that good. So, with that being said, is this really, is it a smart move to pour money into something that wasn't making money? And do you think that James Gunn and DC kind of have a hand in this to kind of keep it alive for now because it is kind of a fan favorite? fan favorite.
I think so. I mean, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Like they probably aren't canceling it because one, it does have a good viewership. They wouldn't be on 3 seasons, coming up on 4. If you know what I mean, if they weren't.
It was about to be canceled at season 3. It was this close. But I think because
With everything,
but I think because it's getting revived by this new company that is they're actually pouring money into like all that stuff. I think that they're.
I don't know. I think because I mean this show could have gone the chopping block too.
It could have,
like Titans and
100%.
Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it could be because it does have some viewership, and CW. I mean, this show, while it is by CW, you can tell, comparing it to, at least through my eyes, comparing it to The Flash or Supergirl CGI and stuff, this looks way better.
Dog water.
This looks way better.
Yeah.
So, like, this can probably give fans hope. Like, maybe you can check out, if you ever get past season 1 or whatever and decide to make it to the season 3, if it's updated and, you know, this expensive and they dumped money into CGI and stuff, I don't doubt that this show will get more traction than it already has. But there's no way that it's getting this revamp and you know, you can still be like, nah, it's ass. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's any way about that.
Well, to be honest, I would just have to go because there's 2 seasons. Full disclosure, I got through season 1, but when I got to season 2, I think the first episode, there's a scene, and spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen it, but it's not that big of a crazy deal. There's a scene in the right in the beginning where Superman is basically saving this bridge, and it looked god awful. Fucking god awful, bro. Like, that looks so bad, and I changed it. I completely changed it, and I said never.
I don't understand why you
stopped.
Like for me, it's a lot of like okay, I can get behind that while this is TV, they are doing their best. You know what I mean? Because even because I've told you,
they could do better.
Season 1 through 3 of The Flash looks so good. Like, I could show you clips of him fighting Zoom and Reverse Flash and Savitar.
I've seen those clips, and they look amazing.
Right? Yeah. So they could be doing good, and I don't know what happened. They took a nosedive and went a completely other direction. But it can be done. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And it's the fact that you are gonna get those weird things where you kind of have to be like, ugh, it is TV. You know what I mean? But you would think, it being on HBO Max, they'd kind of be like, slide them some cash.
Well, it's only there because of that, but it's technically under the CW brand, so it's like it's gonna be housed there regardless. Kind of like, you know, all the other CW shows like Riverdale and all that stuff. So it regardless is gonna be something different. But DC obviously takes a part of it because it is a DC property, but it's all logistics, man. It's different. But I don't know. If they're doing a whole revamp, I could potentially tap back in and maybe finish season 2. But I need to see something. I would have to see like a trailer or something. But you know, kind of like The Flash, and that's what I was gonna try to say, is that, you know, because you said after season 3 of The Flash, you kind of just were like, what the fuck's going on, and you stopped watching, right?
Well, full disclosure, I got up to like season 5.
Okay.
I didn't like 5 or 4.
So you stopped after 5?
Yeah.
Okay, and why is that?
The story. This has nothing to do with CGI. The story was ass. I could like the only reason I stayed invested, if I'm thinking of the right season. Season 5 introduces you don't give a fuck about spoilers. Spoilers for everyone else, but season 5 introduces Barry's kid.
Okay.
And her whole thing is like, she's talking to someone from the future, and so she can try to help save her father or whatever, right? This sounds bad. I'm describing it badly, but it's ass. And then the reveal is that, spoilers again, the reveal is it's Reverse Flash, you know, showing her how to do all this stuff. So, you know, there's that conflict. I was like, ooh, yeah, like that sounds dope. Like, she's learning from his arch nemesis, you know, We're gonna see Ebard again. You see that man in the last episode, and what the CW has done with him, it's not bad. Like you get the sense of Reverse Flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they threw him away in that last episode. You know what I mean?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Like they just killed him quick or what?
They go to the future. He escapes prison. They fight for a bit, and then he's like, because of how time travel works or whatever, it gets caught up with him, and he basically vanishes like it never happened. And I'm like, well, that's ass. You know what I mean? Like, so after that, I was like, man, I can't keep watching. And the CGI does fall. I've seen the clips of him fighting like big ass monsters and shit like that. And even then, in season 4, when they introduced the elongated man, he looks funny. I'll admit that he looks ridiculous. So,
well, I think there was one clip that I seen on Twitter that somebody posted. They were like, "What the fuck did this show come to?" And they were like on a street, and they were getting swung at by like these long pink arms or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I've seen the clip. After this, I'll show you clips of what elongated man looks like on the show.
Okay.
And you'll just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like they do their best.
But
you know what I mean?
But I haven't seen the Flash because I was like, I think it's just me personally. I just don't like the actor who plays the Flash or something.
Oh.
Honestly, I just think it's that. I don't.
Grant Gustin?
Yeah, I don't really like him. Maybe I'm just one of the odd few. Fucking fight me. But I just never really got into his Flash. So I was like, it is what it is. But I do like seeing clips here and there because I know I seen a Reverse Flash fight on there, and I was like, oh, this is actually
the one
good.
I showed you.
Yeah, and they're not that bad. Like some of them aren't that bad, but then I see the other ones where like it's really bad, and then like Supergirl, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't, man. Bad CGI just takes you out of it, and you can see where they can go. You know how good it could be, and then for them to just be lazy and not do it like that, it's just like, well, now you're just fucking wasting my time. Like just give me the best you can give.
Like I started noticing the dip in the CGI in season 4 because
you took a serious tone there. You good?
Well, no, because now that
it sounds like it breaks your heart.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, it's so bad. Like I'm telling you, I'm trying to rewatch it because I hear season 8 and 9 are like goated, and I was like, well, I should go back because the show is ending. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I know going through season 4 all the way up to 7 is gonna kill me. You know what I mean? Because season 4, I told you, it introduces the Thinker, and him. Half the time he shows up wearing his big ass mechanical suit and then his helmet, and then he floats in on his chair. He's in a chair majority of the season, just plotting. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he looks funny. Like there'll be like there's instances where the episode will be over, and then you just and like he comes down, and you're like, this goofy ass dude. You know what I mean? And like,
okay.
Like that's when I started noticing for real. But I think seasons 1 through 3 look really solid.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I mean, if this comes out to be good, because I know that season 9. Oh wait, are they on season 10?
No,
Flash?
it's gonna be 9.
That's gonna be the last one.
Yeah,
right?
it's gonna be the last one.
Okay. Well, I know now that Nexstar has bought them. I'm pretty sure if they're dumping money into this, they're probably gonna dump money into the Flash.
Yeah.
So I might get good clips of watching the Flash, but I'm not gonna sit through that show. I'm not doing that. But yeah, Superman and Lois, guys. So if you guys didn't like it like I didn't like it, just give it another chance when it hits again, because they're actually gonna dump some money into it. It's gonna be interesting.
Staring at his suit, it looks so. I think it looks bad. Maybe the picture just doesn't do him justice.
I don't like how small this chest symbol is.
Yeah,
it's kind of tiny.
Yeah, it's off-putting.
I like the rest of it though. I can deal with the rest of it. I kind of like the belt too. They went with no trunks in this one. And I like the belt, so it's pretty sick. But yeah, I think the S is just too small. They could have. It looks well, I guess you could say it looks straight out of a comic book, but it looks cartoony.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then you've seen the clip, obviously, where he gives the kid his hat back. Like they gave him the classic suit for that.
Yeah, I seen that one.
And then the S looks.
That's the one that everybody posts about.
The S looks.
That's all that everybody could say is so good about the show.
Yeah, the S. Yes, that was one of my big things. I was like, I've seen the show, and like that's a nice little like nod or whatever. But y'all ain't posting anything else. You know what I mean? So that's like you can't be too mad at that, but at the same time, y'all are really writing this scene. So it's good to have, but I
post
know
some more stuff that make it look good.
Yeah, you're not doing the show justice by redoing the same clip and being like, oh, it's better than Cavill. There's no way.
Okay, that sounded a little personal towards the end. That sounded a little personal.
It is personal.
No,
I've seen that stuff.
Yeah.
I see those tweets and those TikToks,
and I get that.
I'm coming for their neck.
Oh, okay, all right. He's coming for y'all. Moving on. Pause.
DC stuff?
No, actually, Avatar stuff. Wound up beating Titanic to become the third biggest international release.
Oh, dear God.
He is going to own the gauntlet when all these Avatar movie comes out. He's going to own the gauntlet, but, we already talked about this. We know he's going to make it up there. Maybe he might, when he beats the number one spot, that's when I'm going to 100% be like, he's the GOAT. Because he did it a double time.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to talk about, though, after this little tidbit, congratulations, James Cameron. It's a great movie. They're going head-to-head with Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic 3, December 20th, 2024. Avatar 3, Sonic 3. Going up against each other. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Why did they put this child's movie next to what is gonna be the biggest blockbuster of the year?
There ain't no way. And
it's not fair because, to be fair, it's not fair because Shadow's supposed to be in this.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, well, if Shadow's in it, that might get everyone buzzing. So, you know what I mean? We haven't seen nothing like that in a minute. So Shadow might do it, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to rival Avatar.
Yeah.
It'll be dope, but he's gonna be David and Avatar's gonna be Goliath. I think, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be so crazy. That's actually gonna be. Can we do a bet?
What?
No. Do you want to do a bet?
Okay.
I bet they move Sonic 3 sometime this year. It's gonna get pushed back for some reason. CGI.
No way.
You don't think so?
It'll get pushed back. It's supposed to come out when?
2024, December 20th, 2024. So next year, sometime this year or early next year is gonna get pushed back because of CGI problems, or something. Only because I know that they're not gonna want to do this.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, because even this year when it was Avatar 2, like everybody shuffled away. Avatar had literally, and we're gonna talk about it right now coming up, had 7 weeks of number one runtime straight. Nothing to rival it. Nothing at all. And I honestly think that they're going to do the same thing. I think they're just going to be like, look, we don't want the beef.
We don't want that fight.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog is going to dart away.
I could see it happening, but if they don't move and they don't
balls on them.
Yeah. like if they decide to be like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, we're going to stand right here, right
Sonic,
next to you.
Let your nuts hang, Sonic.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like I'm sure they will move it. I think they'll blame it on something. Yeah. But I mean, I'll take that bet that it doesn't move. I'll take that. I'll take those odds.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Imagine it just stays there and Avatar's...
Loser got to buy the tickets.
Okay.
All right.
To Avatar? To
both of them. To both of them.
Okay.
All right. Bet. So, whenever Sonic comes out. Yeah. So that's gonna be an interesting thing. But to kind of put a little sting in it, Knock at the Cabin did come out and dethrone Avatar: The Way of Water. After its 7-week run, it came through and decided to become number one according to IGN, actually. So 7 weeks undefeated. It decided to get knocked back one time with Knock at the Cabin, which is crazy. And I want to see this movie.
Yeah,
we got to go watch it.
Yeah,
like 100%. We got to go watch it. Maybe sometime this week, hopefully.
Sometime, yeah.
But wound up finishing the weekend with 14.2 million, And then another movie called 80 for Brady came in second, but nobody cares about that.
80 for Brady.
I don't even know what that is, man. But wound up making $14.2 million at the end. So, I mean, doing numbers, I think this movie only costed like about 7 or 2, something like that. Does it have a number? No, it doesn't. I'm assuming it was pretty cheap because I think M. Night Shyamalan, he basically is he basically produces his own movies. Like he funds his own movies kind of thing. So he doesn't make them super expensive, which is crazy because this man reels in $90 million. I think the movie Old it took him like about 2 or 3 mil to make, and he wound up making $95 million off that.
That's just smart moves.
That's just crazy.
That's just smart. That's like really good like strategy.
Yeah, like, and it's all because he's known for like his twists.
Yeah,
the twist.
What a twist!
That's just crazy.
The Shyamalan twist.
Yeah,
we know they come through. It's weird because not like I've been hearing very mixed things about this movie on the internet. No spoilers or nothing like that, but like I hear people on TikTok who are just like, man, this shit is ass, and I hear people that are like, no, what the fuck, this shit is good, you know?
Okay, I got a theory, and it's because of this. M. Night Shyamalan has made himself, like I said, for the twist that I always feel like all his movies are hit and miss. I always feel it like with everybody, like some movies are really good for him, and it's like everybody's gonna always be 50-50 on it.
Yeah,
because people go in there expecting and thinking what they know what's gonna happen. And then when that twist happens, they either get really mad because it didn't happen the way they wanted, or the people like it because it was like a good surprise, like, oh shit, like he actually got me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's literally why I think it's because it's always a 50-50. Old got the same thing. I didn't see what was wrong with it. I know everybody loves Split, like it was kind of like a majority love Split, but then when Glass came out, people were like they just wanted to like throw it away or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It seems like that's the case with this guy.
It makes sense. I mean, he's always gonna throw people for a loop, and maybe that does piss off people, the ones that like to be like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, but they never do, and like that's I think to me that's really good storytelling. Like leading people on and then being like, no, it's like we're going this way now. Like and I think people that like who get mad at it are just, I think they're kind of dumb.
I'm telling you, I just honestly think it's just people that didn't get it their way, and they were just like, what the fuck, like,
yeah, maybe
this would have been so much better, like
ridiculous.
I just think he has that reputation, and he has that touch to just when you think you know it all, boom, he changes it again, because I'm sure he makes believers out of non-believers, and like it just happens like that. He makes money at the box office just like any other director. He literally, like I said, he budgeted. I feel like I'm fucking up my word. Budgets.
There you go.
There you go. He budgets the movies himself most of the time, and for short stacks of money, and comes out with loads. I think even his worst movie was only like 40 mil. Yeah. So it's like, that's still money, like that. Yeah. So he got it all figured out. He's one of the GOATs, and he's gonna keep going. But you said DC earlier, and I kind of want to bring it up just a little bit, just to poke at you. So a lot of people have been saying, and this is coming from MovieWeb, that basically James Gunn doesn't. DCU plan is basically gonna be Marvel 2.0, right? So he basically came out and said a lot of people think the DCU is going to be Marvel 2.0, and definitely I learned a lot of stuff at Marvel. I think that we have a lot of differences, and I think that one of the reasons why I love DC is that that it really is another universe. It's an alternate world. With Marvel, generally, it's New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Here at the DCU, we have Metropolis, Gotham, Themyscira, and Atlantis, and all of that is another fictional universe, and this is the world that we're creating. We're coming into a world where superheroes exist and have existed for some time in one form or another, and that's the universe. We are telling a big, huge central story that is like Marvel Studios, except for I think we're a lot more planned out than Marvel did from the beginning. because we've gotten a group of writers together to work that story out completely, but we're also creating a universe that is like Star Wars, where there's different times and different places, different things, and like Game of Thrones, where characters are a little bit more morally complex. What does that tell you? You sound like you have something to say. Off rip, go.
That doesn't. When people say MCU 2.0, we don't. I can tell you right now, we don't mean story wise. We're not leading up to Darkseid in this bitch. You know what I mean? That's not.
He said we. He took it personal.
Like that. Like we know. You know what I mean? When we say it's gonna be Marvel 2.0, we mean the cheesy jokes, the cheesy writing, no stakes, this, and that. The things that piss Marvel fanboys off, even though they go back and sit their asses in the seat. That's what. Well, I mean, we kind of have to. No, but like, you know, that's what we mean, or at least that's what I mean when I say it's gonna be Marvel 2.0. Because when I was looking at the old DCEU, I was never like, this is like a Marvel movie, you know, like there's no way. That's what we mean. The story, sure, you can map it out differently. You could do this and that. Your big bad isn't gonna be Darkseid to the MCU's Thanos. That the people aren't gonna be like. That's not what people are basing it on. They've seen the MCU. What we don't want is those cheesy ass jokes. You know, those. Unfortunately, all the ones that he writes also where it's a fart joke here and there and whatnot. That's what we mean. But he's thinking it from a story standpoint, while we're thinking of it as like a writing and what we've seen before standpoint. He's not putting himself in the fans' shoes, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that because I understand what you mean. Because you speaking about it, I kind of thought Peacemaker was kind of like that, because Peacemaker well. Yes and no, because Peacemaker was kind of a show that was like, what the fuck, and like kind of wacky and had a lot of stupid jokes in it and all that stuff. But at the same time, it was more mature, I guess. Well, I mean, in a way, I guess just saying fuck all the time doesn't really
doesn't make you mature.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I heard what I was saying, and you know what? I don't think. But that's why he probably thinks it's different, because he's like, I gotta say fuck all the time. So it's like, I don't know. I hope it's not Marvel 2.0. I'm thinking that it's not, because, like I said, maybe this is just me hoping for the best out of this, because honestly, I can't see him creating this world. It's kind of hard after seeing like Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. Like, it's kind of hard, but at the same time, you know, I've seen Brightburn, and that's good. But then you have other movies where I think it's good and it's hilarious, like Scooby-Doo and stuff like that, and you're like, can he pull this off? I think there's a lot of there's a lot of pressure here for this guy. A lot of pressure. Like, literally a lot of pressure. Like, his hair is not this color. It is completely white in real life. This man is going to be stressed out. Now, it didn't help that he's picking and choosing and doing a soft reboot. I know we talked about this before. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. If you guys want to check it out, it's on one of the past pods. But, like, he's literally the two people that we know who is coming back is Viola Davis and the Weasel.
His girlfriend. Or his wife.
Oh, he hasn't confirmed it yet. He hasn't confirmed. I'm just going to say that he has not confirmed it yet. So, I mean, we can probably guess that it probably is going to happen.
We know she's coming back.
Yeah, you can probably guess it's going to happen, but we haven't confirmed it yet. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and hope that he still has a chance to make the right decision. Because he sure can. You can keep the Weasel if you want, and you can keep Viola Davis. That's fine. I'm good with Viola Davis, and who cares about a fucking CGI Weasel? Let you. Honestly, you're my brother. I'd employ you as the Weasel if I was a director.
Never say that to me again. I'd be so pissed. You're like, bro, I got you a job as the Weasel. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
but what if it's a secure bag? What if
ain't
you're
no
like,
way.
What if you're like, I don't like acting, but I just want to be in a fucking CGI suit and just get
ain't no way.
Just get paid.
Ain't no way.
Okay. maybe not you. But
would.
I would hope if you were like a director ever, and you would be like, you know what, you're not that great at acting, but I'm gonna give you a job just so you can,
I
have
would
some
do
money in your
that.
pocket.
I would be like, yeah, here's something you can do, but I'd give like if there was a way to make you speak, I'd be like, okay, we can run with that. Give you a waiter line. Here's your cup of water, something like that.
Here's the water.
I'm not gonna stick you. I'm not gonna stick you in a green screen suit and be like act like a weasel. Like, there's no way. I need you to drown for me. Like, there's no way.
Okay. But he also put him in Guardians of the Galaxy, and look at him. He's thriving.
He's only the figure for the raccoon. The one that gets the big bucks is the one doing the voice, Bradley Cooper.
No, he's the now he has Yondu's head.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Damn. But anyways, yeah. So it's kind of hard to back on track. But it's kind of hard to see this a little bit. Like I'm holding out hope, but I want to hope to say that it's not going to be a Marvel 2.0 because I think Zaslav will put a stop to it if it is. Now, the casting things and everything, maybe he's giving him free reign, but I think that he will be completely stopped if he tries to make it a carbon copy.
Yeah, and like,
I would hope that somebody stops him. Like,
like wait, that ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, like, and like that's what like yeah, you can plan and you can do this and that, but that like I said, he's not seeing it from a fan perspective. He's seeing it from the writer's chair, which is fair, but to be like, oh no, we're in our own universe. This isn't New York or whatever. This is Gotham City and stuff like that. That doesn't help you in really any way other than the fact that only now you're in Gotham and you're not in New York. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say is like we don't want that cheesy shit from the MCU. We don't want, or at least I don't. And then
we don't want that cheesy shit in Metropolis.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't need Superman or Batman doing one-liners. You know what I mean? Like
Gotham criminals are being chased by clowns on unicycles.
Yeah, like Batman's gonna stop a criminal, break his windpipe, and be like, "Talk now." You know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, he has a lot of pressure on him. 100%, he got a lot of pressure. There's no way that nobody's applying pressure on this man.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah, so he has a lot to prove. We'll see if he proves it because, I mean, he's talking big game. If you notice in the tabloids, my boy's talking big game.
And he has free rights to do that. First Amendment and whatnot.
Like, literally, First Amendment, this guy. But to say that his world is going to be more planned out than Marvel. Well, I guess in a way he says more planned out than Marvel in the beginning. So, I think didn't Kevin have like the whole phase 1 mapped out, or did he just wing it?
I think he had the first phase planned out,
but not the rest of it, right?
Yeah, no.
But maybe that's what he needs. Is like he's probably planning out phase 2 already, along with.
He said he was.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, so he's probably already working on that, and that's why he feels that way.
Yeah, and he even said that what he showed us in Gods and Monsters isn't all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I have no doubt it's planned thoroughly. That isn't what people mean when we say it's MCU 2.0. That's what I'm trying to say. You get what I mean?
I got you. Yeah.
You can plan it out and be like, oh, we got these things, we got more this and that than Marvel does at its starting point. But okay, we also got a lot of more baggage than what Marvel started out with. You know what I mean? Their only task with the MCU at the first was to be like, well, we can't use Spider-Man, we can't use the X-Men. Who's a Marvel character we can bring light on, and start this universe? And they started out strong with Iron Man, and the rest of it. But we started out with Superman. We started out with Batman versus Superman, and then Wonder Woman, so on and so forth. And now we're here, post Black Adam. We know we got the other ones coming through, but we have a lot more baggage, and he has a lot more shit to juggle now that he's trying to let that baggage go. But that's not what. Again, that's all the technical side. From a fan standpoint, the writing is my concern. I don't need that cheesy one-liner shit. Is what I'm trying to say. That's what I mean when I say it's gonna be an MCU 2.0.
I got you.
Where it's gonna be lighthearted and no stakes, and they're gonna get up unbothered at the fact that Doomsday just killed Superman. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
We'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, lots of pressure on this man. We'll see what happens. Moving on. So we got Michael B. Jordan already planning ahead from Screen Rant saying basically Creed 4 is already happening.
Sick.
No, not sick.
What do you mean?
Not sick.
Why?
Because we got Jonathan Majors in this one, okay? And if he's already planning it out, if he's not the main bad guy or the next person he fights is not him, I'm going to be pissed. I really want to see Creed 3 and I want to see this matchup happening. I already know off bat from the trailers, I'm going to love that fucking fight. You've not seen Jonathan Majors, bro. You've not seen how built he is.
I've seen it.
So either he's planning him in Creed 4 or he's not. And if he's not, I'm fuming.
You haven't even seen.
I'm fuming.
You haven't even seen the second one. Have you seen him when he fights the Russian?
No.
The Russian is built. More built than his father was when he fought Rocky. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
I understand.
Like, I'm gonna have to show you. I'm gonna have to show you. Because
don't show me the fight. I'm gonna watch.
No, I'm saying the movie.
No, I'm gonna buy them already.
Then we're gonna watch them together. And you're gonna see what I mean because they, how Southpaw's boxing feels real and you feel every hit.
Oh yeah.
Creed 2 is exactly like that.
Is it just me or the first one? Like, it didn't feel as hard as Southpaw. I mean, I feel like Creed 1 did a good job. I'm not saying like the hits were bad, but is it just me or like did some?
Well, I know what you mean. Because it's coming out. Because what his whole thing was, I think at the first one where he was scared to get hit. You know what I mean? And then you've seen that clip where he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's when he was like, okay, I know what it feels like now. So we're doing this shit for real. So I think that's what happened. And now he's like on this shit that look real and good. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So
the second one.
So he got the confidence.
Yeah. The second one comes in hard. Like when he fights the Russian, it's so good. So we're gonna watch it, and I'm telling you, I have no doubt that the third one is gonna be fucking nuts because Jonathan Majors is a built ass dude.
Yeah. No, I gotta see it. I mean, it's good to know that he's already planning ahead. I'm just like I said, I'll watch Creed 2, but at least for now,
especially if he feels confident that he can like direct it too, he's gonna be making bank off of it.
I know because this is the first one he's directing, right?
The third one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good. I mean, yeah, I gotta watch the second one. I gotta get around to that one, but I think that's what. Whoa, my voice. I think that's why. What kind of put me off the second one, and I honestly believe that's why I haven't given it a chance yet, because the first one kind of made me feel like.
No, I'm telling you,
because I think I seen the first one, and I was like literally like that. Like I think I seen better hits from like Southpaw and the original Rocky movies. You know what I mean? So like I was kind of meh. Like the fighting for me was kind of alright sometimes.
I think that's a whole other podcast thing, but I think the fighting from Rocky 1 is dated. I think 3 and 4 hold up the best, if I'm being for real.
100%.
Like when he's fighting the Russian and when he's fighting
there's a lot of
Mr.
cuts.
T. There's a lot more like it feels more real, if that makes sense. In Rocky 1 there's a lot of cuts. Same with Rocky 2.
Yeah.
But 3 and 4 I think hold up well. And then 5 falls short, and then I haven't seen 6, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, I haven't seen those movies in a long time. I like sports movies, but they're not like top of my list.
I like sports movies.
Yeah, they're pretty sick though. They have to have to be honest, the reason why I saw Southpaw was because of Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know. Some people say like They don't really like him, but I like him. He's cool. Like I'll see anything with him in it, to be honest. But yeah, moving on.
That's exciting though. I'm excited for it.
Alright.
Already.
Well, yeah, I know you are. You really love this
They're
series.
good movies.
Moving on. My boy Seth Rogen, man, he came out and basically said that Marvel movies ain't for this guy, man. Now,
is there more context?
Yeah, there is more context.
Okay.
He says, I think that Kevin Feige is a brilliant guy. And I think a lot of filmmakers he's hired to make these movies are great filmmakers. But as someone who doesn't have children, it is kind of geared towards kids, you know? There are times where I will forget. I'll watch one of these things as an adult with no kids and be like, oh, this is just not for me. He also says, truthfully, without Marvel, the boys wouldn't exist or be interesting. I'm aware of that. I think if it was only Marvel, it would be bad, but I think it isn't clearly. An example I'm always quoting is, there's a point in history where a bunch of filmmakers would have been sitting around being like, do you think we'll ever make a movie that's not a Western again? Everything's a Western. Westerns dominate the fucking movies. If it doesn't have a hat and a gun and a carriage, people aren't going to see it anymore. And that kind of reminds me of that quote of what Clint Eastwood said, that superhero movies were going to go out like Western movies, because there was a time where Western movies were like the hot ticket. Like everybody wanted to be in a Western and everybody wanted to watch a Western movie for whatever reason. So I wasn't born then, so I can't relate. I like Westerns here and there, but not like that. But that used to be the thing, and he's right. The boys wouldn't exist, honestly, without Marvel, because honestly, Marvel paved the way for where we are now. I understand what he means from, like, honestly, on Phase 4, because I think Phase 1 wasn't really all kids, and I think a couple of Phase 2 movies were kind of sprinkled with that. Like Age of Ultron, I kind of felt like that was kind of like a teenager movie where like a robot said shit. Funny, you know what I mean? So I can kind of see where he comes from, but you know, in my opinion, I think, well, that, and this probably maybe comes from like a place where this is all we get, so I'm gonna be happy with what we get, kind of thing. But like, I enjoy it. I would like to see a little bit more darker take on, or maybe a little bit more less lightheartedness on everything and a little bit more serious on more things. I know a lot of people say, like, you know, oh, they do take things serious, you know, look at Black Panther 2, look at, you know, Black Panther 1, and like there's a couple in there where they do take serious, you know what I mean? But it's not an all-around thing, and I would like it to be an all-around thing.
It's, I don't know. I don't want to bash him too hard, because I mean, some of it is for kids, but at the same time, that doesn't mean it's not geared for everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, the best example, Thor: Love and Thunder. You know what I mean? That one, you can aim it more toward kids.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got ones that are like Wakanda Forever, for, in my opinion, is a bit more serious and, you know, adult stuff. Most kids are gonna be like, what the fuck? How do I give a fuck? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, Marvel does juggle, and it does its best to juggle serious topics, but they don't hit the mark too well, because at the end of the day, they're gonna end it with a quip or a one-liner and whatnot. You know what I mean? But they try. They do try. So you can't really bash him for that. And then, if the movies aren't for him, then cool. It's not like he's like Scorsese and he's going to be like, well, these aren't real movies. You know what I mean? Like, he acknowledges that, yeah, they're good filmmakers and stuff, which is great, because he could totally be like, that shit's ass.
Yeah. He's basically saying you don't try to, like, if you can't beat them, join them type shit. You know what I mean?
And like, he can't say all that because he's in Invincible. So, you know what I mean?
Well, he's a producer on The Boys too.
Well, that's why. So it's not really fair.
What do you mean?
Because without him, where would he be? Where would they be? You know what I mean? Because without the MCU.
Oh yeah.
Because like, yeah, you can totally say that without the MCU, the boys wouldn't be there. But like, we've gotten to a point where we are tired of seeing all that good guy shit. We want to see bad guys fuck the shit up. So
that's why cowboy hat. So he's basically just putting capes, but now bad guys are able to do this shit, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, nothing really wrong with him saying it. I just needed more context because I was like, well, people say Marvel movies aren't for them all the time. You know what I mean? It's the reasons when they're like, oh, it's for kids, or they're not real movies. It's not cinema. You know what I mean? It just depends on the context of it.
Yeah, because to be honest, like I said, there is some serious stuff sprinkled in. Like, Civil War is one of them that's pretty serious, but then unserious Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes stakes don't feel high, and that's one thing for me because people come back, and in TV shows like this, or at least where they take it a little bit more serious, people die and they don't come back. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that's where I'm at too. Like, you never fear for any character's life that you know is gonna make it, you know, and it kind of takes that suspense away from me.
I think I get what you mean, because because the bad guys die. You know what I mean? That's what they do. We know that. We know
they die too fast. And there's some of them that actually have complex storytelling, like Michael B. Jordan's or whatever. And I know you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, you're picking the most obvious." Yeah, whatever. He
was good written.
Yeah, like, and then they just kill him off,
yeah,
and it's over. And it's like, what the fuck? You kill off the best part of it, and it's why?
And you know, and sometimes the stories they choose, they don't do that thing where they take the time to remember that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's the best example? Like, okay, I'm gonna make the comparison. Let me know if you get it. You know how at the end of Avengers, he takes the nuke into the wormhole, and that gives him PTSD, and that leads into Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Think about that. And then think about what you just said with Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
They address Killmonger. Spoilers for Wakanda Forever. They address Killmonger one time. And then he shows up one time. And then, but they don't recall him ever again. But you know who they do call back? Okoye's husband. The one they call a traitor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is no real stakes. And then if they die, you're kind of like, oh, well, they're dead. What can we do?
Exactly.
And you like, there's none of that. Well, remember him, you know, type shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I think that's just, and it's just stuff like that holds Marvel back, in my opinion. And I think that's why, like, we need alternatives like The Boys and stuff like that, so you can get that sense of stakes and suspense in superhero movies, you know, because when a superhero, you know, they're not gonna die, it's just like, well,
yeah,
you know, what's the point? But honestly, Marvel, it's also, in my opinion, is a threat for Marvel too, because now it's taking attention away. You know, maybe people that are like, well, fuck, this shit's so good, like, I can't even go back and watch Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, it's competition, and Marvel kind of needs to step it up if they want to deal with the competition, you know?
Well, yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's like the double-edged side of things, because the MCU Disney itself will be a juggernaut forever, but that whole thing where people want to be like, oh, there's fatigue, but then they'll go see the next movie regardless. You know what I mean? So they're tired, but not tired enough to go see it again. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous how that cycle just keeps going, though.
That sounded personal, man. Why you coming at me like this?
It wasn't personal. I'm just saying.
No. That's the way you said it.
What do you mean?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
It wasn't personal. I'm just saying that's what's been going on with, like,
I feel hurt.
The internet.
Look,
and stuff.
I have fatigue, bro, for Marvel. But I watch that shit because I have to.
Exactly.
I have to because I gotta keep up.
Exactly.
I don't want to be, because, you know, there's people out there that probably never even tried Marvel because of how fucking thick it is. You know, people probably, you know, heard about Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then when they asked somebody about it, they were like, well, you gotta watch Iron Man, all of Phase 1, 2, and 3, and then, you know, because Guardians of the Galaxy is in there, and you kind of want to know why they're in the middle of all this and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy is not a big a good enough example. Maybe like Thor 3 or something. I don't know. But, you know, you got to tell them to jump through all these hoops, and then you'll finally be able to understand and watch this movie with context, and it's like intimidating, you know? Like some people are not going to want to do that.
Yeah, that's part of it too. It has gotten really thick. I've told you, we could just be like, we just got to start recapping it. They got to recap it in the beginning of a Marvel movie or something.
Yeah, huh?
Just
And that'll be different. That changed the game, to be honest.
yeah, like if they were just like not like the funniest thing that comes to mind is like previously on Dragon Ball Z, and then just plays the clip, but like some not like that, but something like that. You know what I mean?
You think that'll like? Oh well, I don't know, because maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. Let me know if you guys do this, but when I hear like a new movie's coming out, I like to watch the first one, kind of thing. I like to go back to watch it, and you know, I don't know if like people care to do that, because I just like to have a little refresher. Because if they talk about something, I like context. You know, whatever.
Be like, hey, I got it.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. And like I'm in the know. But like it'd be crazy if they could just put a clip in the beginning of the movie and just put, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't skip it, so you're gonna have to recap it. Do you think that would just change the whole game and people wouldn't even rewatch it? Do you think you would rewatch a movie before going?
Well, yeah. I mean, we kind of do it regardless. So I mean,
no. I mean, like if they had those recaps in the beginning.
Oh, would it make me want to go back and rewatch it?
Yeah. Would you still feel the need to want to do that if they had that recap in the beginning?
I mean, probably not. I mean, as long as they hit the main points and they're like, where like, this is what's happened back then.
Damn, so that would change the game.
Well, yeah.
Damn.
Drastically, I think. But they're not going to do that because, you know, they're going to be like, spend money on this movie. You know?
That's true. Yeah, they're going to want you to go watch it like on Disney Plus or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Again, Seth Rogen. But can't wait for season 4 of The Boys. And can't wait for Invincible 2, you fuck.
Season 2 of Invincible.
Yeah, man. Rumor has it, this is from MovieWeb. So there's been a lot of rumors that who was it? That Adam Driver was supposed to be the new Mr. Fantastic for Marvel. Excuse me. The new Mr. Fantastic, but a lot of people are saying that's not true because apparently Marvel wants a POC for Reed. And POC stands for person of color. Yeah. So if some people don't know.
It's a POC.
Dev Patel is in the running apparently to become the next Reed Richards for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Honestly, I'm not one to like care for whether they're white, black, whatever. It doesn't matter to me as long as they can get somebody fucking crazy and like that can actually have the acting chops to do it. He's a fucking dope ass actor. I think that he would do immaculate as Reed Richards, but that's just me personally. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about it, because I was like, if I had to think of somebody who could play him after seeing a couple like pictures and everything, I'm like, and his acting chops are actually there. I don't know if you seen him before or not.
Yeah, no, I was about to ask, what's he been in? He the name doesn't sound too familiar, but I probably know him from movies I've seen. So, Dev Patel.
Yeah. He's a British actor. Pow! Wow, he was in The Last Airbender. He was Zuko in that one.
Damn.
Honestly, a highlight. He was in Chappie. He was in Old. He basically was the older version of the child that was there. Cherry. And that's basically, I believe, all that I've seen. Oh, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. That one, too. I've seen that one. Slumdog. He was also in Slumdog. Crazy. And I think he was also the brother in Hereditary. Believe. I don't see it on here, but I think so.
I don't think so.
No? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's him. Reed Richards. What do you think?
I could see it. I don't see why not. But there's too many. This is the thing. Like, there's too many rumors. They need to come out and confirm a casting already.
maybe it's because it hasn't been done, and I think there maybe because when I hear like people are so adamant like on maybe Adam Driver or like this person or that person, I think it's because they're probably on the top and people think that they're leaning more this way or leaning more that way, but in reality they haven't made a choice yet. So if I guess in a way we're gonna talk about this, we got to talk about it in a theoretical sense. If he would be good and if he would be better than the other name that has been thrown around for a good minute as well, Adam Driver.
He looks good. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't, but for me, my fan cast was John Krasinski. We got him. He's probably not coming back. We know that.
Yeah.
My second is still the dude from You. So
me?
No. Why do you do that every time I bring up the show? What do you call it?
Why don't you say the show You?
That's what I said.
Oh.
You still said me, but that guy
it's gonna be a forever joke.
Penn Badgley, he's like the best pick for me. This guy looks dope. Dev Patel looks dope, but in my eyes, I've already chosen, if that makes sense. And if they go with Adam Driver, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, out of left field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know he's a good actor. I'm not gonna try and knock him. He could be anyone else.
I wouldn't see him for that.
Not as Reed.
No.
I couldn't even see him as Dr. Doom. Remember that when that rumor was going around? Like I couldn't see that either. What?
I could probably see him as Dr. Doom, but not as like a comic accurate Dr. Doom. If he put like his own spin on it, it'd probably be pretty cool.
Well, the MCU usually does that. So.
Yeah. So he probably wouldn't be a good fit for it either, but I don't know. But I think he would be good if they lean more this way. Like I said, it just seems like it's between him and Adam Driver from what rumor has. So we'll see what happens. But moving on, we also found out that less than a couple weeks, Netflix is already gonna put out a season 2 of the '90s show.
Sick.
They already got renewed, got greenlit. Still haven't seen it yet. Have not seen it yet. I gotta watch it. I haven't seen it.
I've seen a few episodes.
I'm literally like when this show came out, we immediately went to that '70s show. So we've been watching that almost done with that one too. But I gotta watch it. I know I'm hearing good things about it. I'm hearing the highlights of the show is when the cast comes back, like the original cast. Well, that's where like everybody's like that's where. Like it's the best.
Well, yeah, but like you can't bank this show entirely off that. You know what I mean? Eventually, the actors have to stand on their own 2 feet. Granted, it's nice seeing them come back and do their thing and whatnot, but they can't be there to hold them like a crutch. You know?
Okay, you've seen it, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like they're standing on their own?
For now, yeah. For season 1, yes.
Well, obviously, like they're still they still have their handheld because the returning cast is coming.
Eventually they will just they won't come back at all. Or they'll be there for one episode and that's it for the season. But I think for what they are, they do stand, and the highlights of it come from mainly a few characters of the new cast, and then obviously it's Red and the wife that are like the better parts of the show. Mm-hmm. But I think they stand pretty well for a cool minute. They're kind of wobbly, but I think they'll get there eventually.
Do all the jokes land?
Sometimes. All of them, they're not gonna be perfect all the time. It's hit or miss.
Well, that '70s show, I feel like every joke landed. There's not like. I can't really think of any jokes that didn't land on that show.
Maybe.
Damn, Jackie.
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
I can't control the weather. No. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's every joke does hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the cast can be a little
annoying.
Yeah, but that's
a problem.
I think that's just them trying to like find their ground, see what works. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And like, who knows? Season 2 could be even better. Season 1 is always shaky, in my opinion.
I don't know. I feel like the first season of that '70s show was solid, bro.
Maybe that's just nostalgia talking.
Damn! Don't do that to me. Oh, look, Black Adam. Oh, never mind.
I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be watching the trailers in the corner. We're
I know.
supposed to be talking about that 90s show.
I didn't even open that. But yeah, so renewed for a second season. Still got to watch it. Literally came out not too long ago, so it's crazy that it probably got a lot of buzz because the original actors came back. So congratulations to them. We'll see what happens. One thing that I really wanted to talk about and I thought it was funny, James Cameron finally came out and admitted that Jack could have fucking lived, bro. Okay?
Did he really?
He could have lived. Yeah, apparently, so I guess, let me just reread this. So Rolling Stone basically reported that for the 25th anniversary, Cameron participated with National Geographic in which 3 tests were performed by stunt actors to determine if Jack could have fit on a makeshift raft along with Rose and basically saved their life. So apparently after a few attempts, the verdict was Jack might have lived, but there was a lot of variables, Cameron said. National Geographic basically wanted to debunk this shit. There's somebody over there that was like, hey, yo,
let's dump money into this. Like,
bro, like somebody had a vendetta against this movie and why Jack died and was like, I'm going to make enough money one day to prove this shit. And they made James Cameron watch it as they proved it. So Jack could have lived. My boy Jack could have lived, man. This whole time he could have been alive. Let him die.
Yeah. What can you do? Actually, it's my own headcanon that he lived and then he became the Great Gatsby. But that's my own thing.
God damn.
That's
a theory, bro.
Yeah, that's my own thing. So like
he just went underwater. It was like, I can't wait for this bitch to leave.
He's like, I'll be just fine. I'll be a millionaire when I leave this bitch. But yeah, that's cool, I guess. It wouldn't have hit as hard if he didn't die, but you know.
That's true. No. It would have been crazy if he lived and still didn't get the girl.
What? He was going to get it regardless.
Yeah, Leonardo got game.
What's his name was fumbling the bag left and right. He was too angry for his own good.
That's true. That's true.
He was
bitches love Titanic. I don't know.
He was trying too hard and he didn't have that riz. He didn't have that fancy money riz.
Come on, my boy was trying to work it. I can't believe my boy got on a boat, man. Pimp of the century got on a boat in less than a week, got up in there, and fucking went out like a legend.
He came for nothing, right? He got on that boat lucky. That dude that was trying to take Rose paid for that shit, and you know. He was the one flexing his money, and then Jack was just like, "You trying too hard."
Yeah, honestly, he's like, "I'm a take your bitch.
Yeah.
Let me take her up off
like
your hands."
I recently saw a clip of the dinner table scene where she's like, "Oh, where'd you with the? I guess it's the mom or whatever."
Yeah,
and she's like, "Oh," he's like, "I don't want caviar or whatever." He doesn't like it, and it's like they're having the little banter, trying to see what he's about and stuff, and he's just like playing it cool, and I'm like, "Yeah, he's the guy," you know.
That is the guy. Yeah, no, I just wanted to get this proven. Honestly, I know James Cameron has been defending this for like the longest because everybody asked him for like the longest, and honestly, in the early this is going way back, and I still think it probably pops up nowadays. But in the early MySpace, Facebook days, there was like all those pictures of like. Somebody drew the shape of the door or something and was like, oh yeah, he could have lived if, and they kind of positioned themselves in certain positions or whatever. And I was just like, damn, I wonder if this will ever get debunked. And here we are in 2023 debunking that shit.
Years later, debunking it, yeah.
Shit's crazy. But moving on, we got a new movie coming out called Nobody, Nothing, Nowhere.
What?
Yeah. We got Octavia Spencer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Lucy Liu signed on to do it. The producer basically came out and gave us a little tidbit. Not only is Nobody, Nothing, Nowhere a strong commercial project with a hilarious script, but the film also subtly tackles social issues in a mind-boggling cinematic universe. We are incredibly proud to represent this project at a market and play a part in bringing it to the audience around the world.
Okay. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what that doesn't tell me anything.
Okay, like tell me what you think this movie is about off the name.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
It's in my opinion, it's literally gonna be a parody or a comedy skit of Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's what I'm thinking. So, like, there's a few things. Let me read through it real quick. I think there was another. Oh, right here. Fisher's previous work includes Sundance 2020 movie Save Yourselves, Pennant, Garden Wall, produced critical hit, and four-time Oscar nominee Beasts of the Southern Wild. Their banner produced 2017 Sundance, and Kane's director Fortnite pick Patty Cake's Carter's credit as co-producer and line producer include Everything Everywhere All at Once and American Honey, respectively. He said, Nothing, Nowhere is a wholly original feature film that presents a world and its characters in an entirely unique way. Having the opportunity to work with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lucy Liu is a dream come true. It always is a priority to me and my partners to produce projects that entertain and bring the light, hope, and promise audience are craving. I am excited to be part of this innovative and thoughtful project. So it doesn't really he doesn't dive deep on what is about, but I'm honestly believing it's going to be a riff off Everything Everywhere All at Once. And they're probably just going to make it into like a comedy somehow. And not like a goofy comedy. I think it's probably going to be serious and like a comedy though. Like
I don't know. This doesn't, nothing about that gives me any idea of what this movie could be about.
No.
And a good cast though. I mean, I'll give him that. Great casting. Like, who doesn't
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Who doesn't like him? You know what I mean? So, I mean, good for them. But I'm going to have to wait for a trailer for this one because I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, all three of them, I'm down for a movie with all three of them in there. Honestly, Lucy Liu.
It's good shit.
Yeah, good shit. Very good shit. It's exciting stuff. It's cool that, at least she's a great actress. I like her in everything that she's in. Octavia Spencer. Sure. Poop Pie. Ma
was good, yeah.
Yeah, that she's good. And Lucy Liu, obviously, Kill Bill and all them. And then you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt being Robin.
Shut up. What? He wasn't Robin.
He was Robin, bro. Wait, are you one of them?
He was gonna be Robin. Wait. Hold on. What do you mean by that? Who am I?
No, say what you're gonna say.
Well, no. I mean, he was gonna be like Robin, but he wasn't gonna be Robin, if that makes sense.
He's Robin. You want to know what happened? Do you know what happened with that?
No, I don't.
So, Christopher Nolan specifically said, no Robins in my movie. It's going to be purely Batman. Right? Christian Bale's going to be Batman. Yeah. In the third one, Warner Brothers came up to him and said, hey, we want Robin in the movie. He said, no, I'm not putting Robin in there. They said, well, what if we put him as a reveal at the end or whatever, like put him at the very back and it won't distract from being, the Dark Knight and all that. And he was like, that's fine, but I get to write it. So he wrote it through, and that's why he wrote it for him to be all the way at the tail end and have that little reveal at the end. Because Warner Brothers wanted him to make a fourth one, but I think he was done with it because they forced him to do something he didn't want to do since the jump.
Oh.
So if you want another reason to hate Warner Brothers, well, he fucked with my boy Nolan.
I always support the idea of creative thinking and doing everything for the vision, but I think some of these directors be some crybaby people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I defend shit wholeheartedly. If he chose to do that, then cool. But that's some real crybaby shit. I think. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because he wrote him that way.
Oh no, not write him that way, but like just for the fact that he was like, yeah, you told me what to do. I don't want to do it no more. Like.
Yeah, because I think too at one point Warner Brothers wanted to start off Christian Bale as the DCU Batman before they completely rebooted it with Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's being crybaby because it's like me. If I tell you off the jump, like, hey, I don't want to do it, and then when we get to that point, you say, if you don't fucking do it, I'm firing your ass. I'm gonna be like, well, damn, bro, didn't you just agree with me? Didn't you say we're not gonna do it? So I think if he wanted to tell a full creative story, and maybe that's why, in my opinion, like, because a lot of people say like the Dark Knight Rises isn't like at the top, like they kind of say it was mid or whatever.
Yeah.
And for the longest, I was thinking, like, is that because it was just a follow up to the Dark Knight, and it's really hard to top something like that? I mean, James Cameron is making it look like a fucking breeze, but like it's usually pretty hard to do that. You know what I mean? So I thought like that's why people were like, oh hey, it's not gonna live up, it's not the best or whatever. But after like hearing all that news, I was like, man, well maybe it's not the best because there's something story wise that he had to cut short because he had to add this character in there.
Maybe, I don't know. Interesting stuff though.
Interesting. Oh yeah, but a little tidbit if ain't nobody knew about that. But anyway, moving on. But good luck to Nobody, Nothing, Nowhere. Hopefully that movie does good.
Yeah.
I'll actually
good
like to
shit.
watch it.
Really good shit.
What
the fuck?
I don't know, Fabio. So my boy Matthew Lillard. Damn. They fucking canceled the show he was in. He was in that show Good Girls. They canceled it. So, he needs a job. He got a 3-film deal for Five Nights at Freddy. Never played it. Don't know about it. I know they're making it into a movie. So it's very interesting what's going to happen. But Matthew Lillard as a voice actor is fucking phenomenal. He puts his all into it. And I think he could really bring this character to life. I seen a couple clips, but I need to see a little bit more.
I know the lore behind FNAF. It spans.
What the fuck you say?
FNAF.
Is that what it is?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
FNAF. Oh,
because it's Five Nights at Freddy's. FNAF. That's what we call it. That's some real nerd shit.
That's crazy. I never heard that.
So
go on.
I'm not gonna begin to explain the lore because it's a lot, but I can tell you it spans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 books, 6 or 7 games, and then like 3 more games after the fact. So it's a real big interconnected story, and the fact that they're working so closely with the actual like writer of the first game, like the creator of it, pretty much. I have full doubt. I fully believe, not doubt. I fully believe that this movie is gonna be really good. It's gonna make you're gonna like it.
It's gonna be good.
As for Matthew Lillard, my thing is, I think he's gonna be. I don't think he'll voice act. But if he does, I think he's going to be Springtrap. You don't know who that is. But if it comes...
Is it anybody on here?
No. That's nerd shit again. But the chicken, that's Chica. The one holding the cupcakes, Chica. The middle one, the bear, that's Freddy Fazbear. And the bunny, he's called Bonnie.
Are these horror?
It's horror.
It's horror?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's...
They...
Give me like a good synopsis that doesn't spoil everything.
Okay. The best way I could put it is they're basically killer robots. They're animatronics. They malfunction. I can't tell you why they malfunction because that's very spoiler shit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do my best to avoid that. But they malfunction. Shit goes bad. Springtrap is a menace. That's all you really need to know. So I'm really excited for this movie and the fact that he signed for 3. You can only wait. I really think you're gonna like the movies. If you don't, then okay. But
Well, if it's horror, I'm always down for horror.
Yeah.
So I'm with it.
It's good shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm about it. Good shit, Matthew. Hey, you got my co-host like happy about that shit. So I trust you. I trust you. So for our last topic of the day, a little trailer came out today. Wanted to watch it with you. We're getting a remake of White Men Can't Jump with Jack Harlow playing in the movie. Never seen anything with Jack Harlow in it.
This already doesn't sound too good.
Yeah. Never seen anything with Jack Harlow in it. This probably is his first acting gig, I'm assuming. Why they rebooted it and chose to go with somebody so different from like Woody Harrelson is ridiculous. Wesley Snipes, I mean, we can probably see who can play him. Maybe we can get a fresh actor, but Jack Harlow, out of everybody, like, that's who we choose?
Yeah, I don't know. That is very weird.
I could have probably thought of a few more people that could have probably done this a little bit better.
Yeah. Just play the trailer, man.
Have you seen the original one?
Yeah, I've seen the original. It's a really good movie.
Good. All right.
Just play the movie.
I probably should have asked this earlier, but how much cash do you have on you?
Did you not bring enough money to cover this game?
I brought like 80 minus 60. You ready?
Born ready.
What's up with your boy?
He's almost done.
I'm like the P.T. Anderson of basketball psychological warfare.
Who is P.T. Anderson?
Our greatest living director.
Spike Lee is our greatest living director.
Spike Lee's not even a good Knicks fan.
I knew this was a mistake. Rated R.
Oh, it's a Hulu original. We were just talking about this.
Hell. Excuse me, man.
I probably should have asked.
So yeah, Jack Harlow coming in on a crazy time.
I don't know.
I think
don't know.
He's gonna be funny. I don't know who that is. I don't think I've seen him in anything. You recognize him?
No.
Let's read the comments. Could you imagine if we lived in a world where people actually created something original? You can't duplicate chemistry Woody and Wesley had. That's true. Disney has no shame recycling classic movies. There's no need for a remake. The original is fire. And this all has to be coming from fucking Jack Harlow. There's no way that this is legitimately an SNL skit made for theaters. Okay, not a lot of people are vibing with it. It's gonna be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah.
The first one is great. I think whoever read that comment said that comment is spot on. I think the original is amazing. You can make a remake of it. I just wish they would have picked better actors.
Yeah. It's like they were picking names out of a hat, and they were like, well, Jack Harlow, he's the guy, Who
would ever say Jack Harlow's the guy?
The people making this movie.
Who says, you know what? This kid has some big shoes to fill. Woody Harrelson shoes. Who can we conjure up or think that can put up? And you know what? To be honest, it got to be fucked up because he didn't necessarily have to be white. They could have gotten like a Hispanic they could have gotten somebody who's funny to do it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me hung up on the fact over Jack Harlow is in this. Because why would they waste this character on honestly on somebody who's never acted before?
Yeah. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. And I'm not trying to bash Jack Harlow. I don't really like his music. That's me bashing him, but I like it. I like his little skits he does with Drewski. I mean, they're a funny pair. So
yeah, I like Drewski.
He's
cool.
They're funny. They're a funny like friend group. So that's the most I've seen of him. Like I guess acting, but I don't know if that's him acting. That's just him. So
yeah.
I don't know about this one.
But and that leads me to believe was he just like, oh man, this role is me. This is how I am.
I'm just that guy. No,
Yeah.
nah, man, I don't know. This movie does not look it. I mean, yeah.
We got to see a bigger little spot. This is a little teaser. I'm just like, man, I don't care about remakes because you know what? I think it's smart to update for the modern audience, you know, because otherwise, I mean, how many people have actually seen White Men Can't Jump? I guess from this time, you can't say a lot of people did, and this is probably gonna put it on the map and make people go and rewatch it or go watch it for the first time too.
I'll murder someone if I ever hear them say they prefer this over the original. There's no way.
They're gonna be like, "What? That old thing? Come on, bruh."
I'm choke the fuck out of them.
Yeah, no.
There's no way.
I'm just saying that. Oh, I forgot. The girl that was in there with the accent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
I just, yeah.
What's her name? What's her fucking name? Real quick.
You're talking about Gloria?
Yeah. Chill.
You know what I was just thinking about? In that movie, if you haven't seen the original, I can't save you from what I'm about to say. But how do you expect me to see him as someone who looks like how Woody Harrelson does? He doesn't look poor, trying to scrape by. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Well, do broke people look broke nowadays?
Well, no, but how am I supposed to believe that? Woody Harrelson, you know, I got that from his character. I don't get that from Jack Harlow.
No, because in White Man Can Jump, he's basically like this. I kind of see what they're going for with Jack Harlow because in the original one, it's not that he's poor, it's just that he manages his money wrong and he uses his girl to basically keep his gambling addiction or, you know, keep himself afloat. So yeah, he's broke, but I mean his girl is taking care of him, you know what I mean? So he just dresses bummy because he's not wanting to do much, you know? So I can kind of see where they're going with it, and I can kind of see where that modernized take is going but I hope it's outside basketball because that looked like it was inside of a gym. And I wanted it to at least be how it was and be, you know, street ball type shit, you know, because that's how.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Venice Beach.
But like I said, it's a big shoes to fill. Woody Harrelson shoes, man, big shoes to fill, and I think
Wesley Snipes boots. There's no way.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Both of them. Big shoes to fill. Iconic. Rosie Perez, same thing. Gotta get somebody good. Somebody good for that one. But both of them, iconic, obviously. Like I said, I'm thinking I'm more hung up on Jack Harlow because
it's a weird pick.
Yeah, it's a weird pick. I think it's a weird pick for a big movie that this was, or maybe back then, maybe it wasn't as big as it was, you know, or, you know, maybe this is nostalgia talking, you know what I mean? But these actors are iconic, and it's kind of like, but maybe to the studio it's just another role.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they're not thinking about us. They're just like, oh, he could do it.
Money.
He might as well be him.
Fucking money.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Damn. Fucking Jack Harlow. That's crazy. Well, we'll see what happens, and we're just gonna have to wait and see on that one. I need to see more. I need to see more. Maybe there's a different trailer out there where he actually makes me laugh, and I'm just like, okay, genuinely, this might be okay. But if it's
have to wait for that.
But if it's going straight to Hulu, I mean,
there's not gonna be much marketing.
Yeah, and then it should be okay. When did it come out? Let me see. Rolling Stone, get out of my way. Streaming May 17th. Okay. Still got a while to go, to be honest. That's all I wanted. I don't need to log in nowhere. But yeah, so May 17th. We got to see it. Hopefully we get a better trailer. If we get a better trailer, I'll go ahead and I'll hit you up about it, and we'll do it on stream. With that being said, Josh, if you want to go ahead and close us out, let everybody know where they can support us in a big way if they would like to hear our full catalog.
If you want to hit us up at any time, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. You can hit us up for news or any movies you want us to review. We kind of talked about a bunch today, so I mean, you should totally pick one and let us know. If you want to listen to our other episodes, Spotify and Apple Podcast at FilmBros Podcast. If you want to support us in a big way, Zippy Stream at FilmBros Podcast. I know I just fumbled the words there, but all it takes is a name and email. You get updates on when new episodes drop. You get to hit us up at any time, and you get access to our full catalog. So, yeah, go do that. And if you want to support us on YouTube at FilmBros Podcast.
Yes, and that's gonna end it for us today. If you guys have anything that we haven't covered, anything like that, go ahead and hit us up on any of those sites that my co-host had just said. Any movies that you guys want us to review? Is there anything else that you guys want to see or hear from us? Let us know. Let us know. Talk to us. With that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.